Johnny here from Unimedia. You can create an amazing video, but it's all down to the edit and how it will look. In this video, we're going to have a look at how you can edit your video content, so stay tuned. At Unimedia, we help companies grow and thrive using the latest tools, tricks, and marketing techniques. From websites to automated sales funnels, social media content, and much more. We are constantly releasing new material on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments section below. Just before we get going, I want to very quickly tell you about our exclusive offer. We are giving away free access to our paid Hubjuno platform for the first 50 people who click on the link in the description. This offer is going on all of our YouTube videos, so hurry and get your place. Within Hubjuno, we have created over 100 training videos in 13 courses. You'll also find recorded webinars and a host of other free content, so remember to click on that link in the description. Let's get on with the video. If you are creating video content, then in most cases you are going to need to edit it. This can be done for free using basic editing software on your phone or computer, all the way up to software which can cost thousands. We are not going to go through the different types of software in this lesson. Instead, we're going to look at the software we use and give you an idea of the types of techniques you might want to use. I'm going to try and focus on the techniques that you should be able to use across most editing platforms. We use two types of editing software. One is Adobe and the other is called Wondershare Filmora. I'm going to be using Filmora in this lesson. It does have a free version which you can have a go at the techniques I'm going to show you. However, the video will be left with a watermark. You will need to get a paid version to remove it. So let's have a look at how we can improve a simple clip using editing software. The scene I'm going to be editing is a look inside Hubjuno. Now first we're going to have a look at the unedited video. Now I will warn you this is a minute and 40 odd, so please don't get bored by it, just watch it and see what the footage looks like to start with. So that's the unedited raw footage. Now using some simple techniques and about an hour's worth of work, this is what I was able to produce. I'm not saying that clip is going to win any Oscars, but it is a significant improvement and it should be something that can go up on social media just to catch people's attention. And while it does need a little more work, it is probably good enough to put out there now. Okay, now let's have a look inside the editing software and I'll show you a few techniques I used in that video. Okay, so here's the footage I'm going to use. Now this is the area I'm going to edit in. So I'm going to hold on to it and place it into there, which can also be done for a double click. As you can see, it's a minute 40. Now the first thing you may want to do is to cut down some of the footage. So if I play it, you can see there's a big bit here with kind of nothing really going on. And especially this bit at the start, not a lot really happening. So I don't really want that bit right at the start. So I'm going to go onto there, and if I hold it down, I can drag out so I can focus on this section. I'm going to hold down this first bit. Okay, don't want that bit, don't really want. Actually, okay, I'm going to start from there. So I'm going to cut it using this bit here. And I can simply delete this section. And then I would go through here, stop where I want. I can cut it again and say, okay, I don't want this bit in between. I want to wait until they get onto the course next. So I can go through and wait till they click there. And wait. And that's the next bit of footage that I want. So I can again click cut and I can delete that. And then when I click play, it goes straight from that bit into that part. Alright, now whichever you put on the top is going to be this background. Now you will have noticed in my video I had a blue background with this footage sitting on top of it. So to do that, you need to import a background. Now I just imported a blue colour that I created in Canva. So I'm going to go to my album, which has got all of my uploads in it. And you can upload or import something. I'm going to import media files, and then choosing anything that you use. So these are the assets that I'm going to use in this video. And I created these on Canva beforehand. So if I wanted to upload this Hub-Uno one, I can just double click it, and that is ready to go. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to put my background in here. So I've searched background in there, that searches my 473, and I can put it into that part there. Now you would have also noticed that I had an introduction at the start of it as well, and that introduction came from the animation of the logo on Canva, so I'm just going to put that in as well. Okay, now this is the 9-second intro clip, and I can put it down there. And then when I push play, that clip is in there and ready to go. Okay, now I want then, the next thing actually is you would have seen a white border around the outside of this. Now I've made that white border, or we've made that white border in a different program. So again, I'm going to have to put that into here and search for it and then put it in. Okay, so there's my border. I'm going to put it in there. Now I actually want this border, as you can see now, there is a border around the outside of my clip. Now I actually want it to go right to the end of here. So I'm going to hold it down. I'm just going to drag it and extend it all the way to the end there. Okay, now I'm going to put my clip of the whole of the video on this second row here. Now this second row here is almost like putting a clip on top. I'll take our footage, put it down here, and now exactly like before, where I can go through, and if I don't want this first bit, which I don't, I can just take this bit, click the cut, and then I can delete that part. And I'm going to go forward, and I want this clip until, let's say, scroll down a little bit, let's say there, that'll do. Okay, now I'm only going to edit this first bit just to give you some ideas. I won't go through and do the whole of it. So if I just get rid of that for a second, put it in here. Now I don't want the end of this part here, so I'm going to move this across, and I'm going to delete the end bit like that. Okay, now at the moment you can see it takes up the whole screen. I can just go into the bottom left, drag it up like that, and then I can move it around and position it wherever I want. So that'll do for now. So that's looking good for positioning. Now, the next thing I need to do is put my title at the top there. So I need to get this title, and I'll show you another way to put it in. You can double click or drag it down and put it on like that. Now, as you can see, it's overlapping. So I'm just going to go to the end there. All right, now if I double click on this, you would have seen at the top this bounces in, and that's on an entrance animation. So I'm going to double click. This is all the ways that they can move in. So I want this to do this one, boom. That's where it does this, it kind of bounces in. So as soon as I've done that, I can then start to rearrange it, change its position. Okay, and then when I hit play, that's me bouncing in while this is scrolling through. Okay, and the way I did the other ones is just change the size of these ones. And then I had this text on some of the clips scrolling in from the left rather than bouncing like that. So the way you do that is, again, just double click on it. And then I wanted to choose coming in from the left. To the right, it's called. And it goes back to its original shape, which can be quite annoying actually. So I'm going to change the size of it. And now it's going to come in from this side and line up with this clip. I'll push play. Okay, now the next thing you saw in there, so I had about 20 seconds of that, and then the next thing you saw was that there was a little thing that popped up, a mouse that comes up, and the mouse clicked on a call to action. So the way I build that is, first you've got to import the picture file that I needed. Okay, then I'm going to extend my background, drag in my picture file, make sure the border's put in there as well. Okay, now I'm going to make this a bit smaller. I don't want any entrance animation on this, I just want it to pop up there like that. Now what I'm going to put in is an element. Now these are things like, say for example, you can have, let's put this one in and show you what this one does. So this one will create that nice little sort of explosion, and you will notice it didn't quite seem to load up properly there. That's because I need to push this render timeline. Once I've done that, that makes the playback much smoother, as you can see. So I can do that nice explosion effect, but we want the mouse click. Now I saved my favorites, but there are loads of others on here as well. So I'm going to get a mouse click, and I'm going to go until the mouse appears. The mouse appeared there. Let's resize it. Okay, that's good. Put it on there. Okay, let's push play and see how this looks. Okay, I only really want it to that stage, which means that I can push the scissors and basically get rid of all of that part. Okay, now the other thing I had was a bit of a music track to the bottom. So in the bottom left you can click music here, and there are loads of music you can use on this, or you can import your own. I'm just going to put in one that I saved under favorites. So I put this in here, and there's the music track. I'm going to chop off the end. And if you double click, you can change anything, like say for example the volume of it. You can turn the volume up and down, and the say pitch, whether it fades in, how many seconds it fades in and fades out, which is quite a nice one on there as well. So I'm going to say fade out for, let's say, the last second. Right, and then I'm going to make sure it plays back smoothly. Then we're going to have a quick look at what I've done. So there's some examples of the techniques you used, and then I obviously used this technique in the center to create the middle part of the video, and then put the introduction part back on the end and extended the track. And there's a load more features you can use, like transition is fading in and out of different clips. But the main ones you'll probably use is put your footage in there, chop the footage down, maybe put in a transition, add some music to it. If you wanted to speak over this, all you'd have to do is go File, Record Media, and then you could click Record a Voiceover, and you can record your own voice on it. Or you can do record from PC screen, so it'll record what's on the screen, or you do record from the webcam. This is clearly not an extensive guide to video editing. It's simply meant to show you that whichever video editing software you choose to use, it can be relatively easy to produce a piece of content that is extremely engaging. Having chosen your software, it will then be up to you to get footage and learn how to use that software and what effects you can put on your videos.